Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. Yes, this is spare of the moment. I usually comes on around about 6:05, but I decided to come on earlier because I have something to do. I want you guys to make sure you come on and visit us, Eagle Soaring High Channel 2. That's where I'm gonna be around 6:05. We usually have our Bible studies every Monday. This right here is going to be the fourth. This is going to be the fourth Monday. We in Genesis, we talking about Esau and Jacob, and trust me, guys, the way that the Most High God gives it to us, and allow us to break it down, it's like never before. So make sure you check out Eagle Soaring High channel, guys, today at 6:05. That's where I'm going to be at. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about all this, what you saw I post, which I was going to go ahead and make a video because I had said that I was going to go ahead and stop, at least, cut down on making lives and, just go ahead and do videos because I'm more of a visual person when I do videos, and I like to, make sure that I add some clips so you guys can see it because that's how it is. I see my girls in the house, Starbucks lover. She says, "Welcome everybody. How are you doing, Star? Hope you guys are doing good today, man. It is very, very hot out here." But I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and at least last a little hour, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and rest up a little bit, and I'm gonna head on to Eagle Soaring High Channel. So I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and get into all the different topics that I went ahead and put on because I was gonna go ahead and make it a video, but it's some things that I felt I felt led to go ahead and address. And that's dealing with all the stuff that's going on with love and marriage in Huntsville. And like I had told you guys many a times, when it comes to these reality shows, I take the foolish things to conform the wise, which means that this right here is where our people at. It's sad to say, but this is where our people at, stuck smack dab in these reality shows. Some of our people, they don't even know how it feels to go outside and touch grass. They so caught up in these people's lives. Why? I don't know. But the only thing that I can come up with is that some of us, especially when it comes to our people, we like to live in other people's lives because this right here, like I say, this is a reality show. These people, they are getting paid to put on a show, and we are so invested in these people's lives where it's just, to me, just it's strange. It's out of hand. All the other reality shows, people watch, been on for years, but this right here has taken to an all-time low, a different level. I had wanted to watch this other show, which I wasn't going to watch it, but Love and Marriage in DC. I saw just 5 seconds, and I immediately had to go ahead and get away from it. And the reason why is because it's like it's an attack on the black man. And I know it's kind of strange from a woman to say this. And like I said, when it comes to love and marriage in Huntsville, we all can take a piece out of something, when it comes to that show, because nothing is new under the sun. But the only difference is that they chose to put their life on display where everyone, is out there picking it apart. That's the only difference. Like I said, when you air it out, you are free game. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna keep it in order. I was gonna go ahead and talk about Jamie Foxx. And I wanted to make, put some clips on, but not on my live. But I saw Gossip Girl XOX, and I mean, oh my God, I love her channel. I put the playlist where, I mean, she is hilarious. Had me, I mean, laughing because of Jamie, which I don't know if Jamie was cloned or not, guys. There's a lot of stuff, Like I said, will ye live in a world that love his own? And this is it. This right here is what I call, end times. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick a pin in that right now. And maybe, later tomorrow, I might go ahead and drop a video so I can go ahead and, give you a perfect picture because, like I say, when I make videos, I try to make it come alive, which guys don't run from if I make it animation videos because this is where our people at. You know, this is not this is our platform, but we don't own this site. We are in these people house. So we are in these people house. We got to abide by the rules. He that have an ear, let him hear. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk a little bit about Stormy and Marcel. And the reason why I want to go ahead and talk about Stormy and Marcel because I don't think that people really understood what they was watching. Because, like I said, when it comes to these reality shows, it's like we watched two different shows. And I also want to talk about some of the comments. I was going back and forth with people that was under my comments, when it comes to male grabbing them bags. Like I sat there and say, what's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your soul? But when it comes to Storm and Marshall, I don't know if you guys ever had a business. So if you never really had a business and you don't know how it ran, especially when you open it up and allow other people to show their products or whatever they have to offer, and that's what vendors for. Usually, people, try to help other people. That's what you call networking. So by Letitia went ahead and, I think that she had charged or it was free of $100 and asked Marcel, which not Marcel, Marcel X Stormy for $100. I would have asked her for more than $100. And the reason why I would have asked Stormy for money right on top because Stormy, she took the entire corner. For to say that was a very small building, Stormy didn't need it all that. That's just to show you when it comes to our people do so much. And like I said, guys, when it comes to these reality shows, we all can take a piece of this stuff right here. But our people just do a little too much. Stormy know good and well all she needed was just a small table to put maybe a few products. She didn't have to put her entire warehouse inside that little small space. That's just to show you that when it comes to our people, they take advantage of one another. All she had to do is just bring in, like I said, a few flyers or whatever she's doing and a few products and network from there. She didn't have to just take up everything with all the balloons and taking up all the space and putting all that stuff on the walls. All she had to do is come up with one poster, and the poster didn't even have to be stuck to the wall. She could have came up with her own poster. But I don't understand why people now they want to turn it on Letitia. Letitia had nothing to do with that. And even if she did, her better half went ahead and correct that mess. And for Stormy to sit there and trying to call him out, she needs to be glad that they giving her a opportunity to introduce her products. Because first of all, Stormy came through Mel. And I would have left her just exactly where she was with Mel. Because like I told you guys, the ones that you think that's going to run with that prize is not the ones that's going to run with that prize. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dig deep into this because like I said, when it comes to these reality shows, I don't look at it the way that you guys look at it. It's like we looking at two different shows. Maybe because I'm not deep into these people' personal business. I see the spiritual part of things. And that's why I said I'm taking these reality shows, taking news, and I'm bringing it into revelation, which I'm going to reveal. I'm going to rip the sheets off of this stuff because I really think when it comes to all this stuff right here, it's only a distraction. That's all it is. It's just a distraction. And the sad thing, like I said, is where our people at. But yeah, Stormy did a lot. Stormy, first of all, she shouldn't have never opened her mouth. She shouldn't have never brought all that stuff in that little small space. And I would have went ahead and I would have called her out. Because believe it or not, we do it all the time. And all you needed was one little table. One little table. Now, maybe because that was Letitia's probably was her first time doing stuff like that, and now, it's a lesson learned. So, next time, I woulda went ahead and I woulda purchased the tables, and I woulda had each one six I woulda had the space set up, and all they had to do is just decorate their tables. That's what I would have done. But Imma go ahead and move on from there, guys, because like I said, I only have an hour, and I'm gonna try to see if I can cram all this up in 1 hour. So again, guys, welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. And like I said, this may not be for everybody. My channel is not for everybody. If you in here to get your ears tickled, trust me, this is not the place because I'm not in here to tickle nobody ears. I look at this like I said, I look at it as my ministry. And that's exactly how I look at it. It's just so sad. Like I said, it's where our people at. So sometimes we got to meet our people where they are. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to let's go ahead and move on to Kimmy and Maurice. Now, when it comes to that right there, Kim and Maurice, I don't know. It's like the jury is still out with Kim and Maurice. I don't know if maybe they've been in a relationship, not married for 7 years, and like the honeymoon stage is well over with. I don't know. But Maurice, by him coming out and saying what he said, you can't take words back. Like I said, words are powerful. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And for him to come out and say that, knowing that these people just looking for any and everything to run with and use it against you. And now they have to come out and they have to clean up the mess that Maurice went ahead and put out. And it look like when it comes to Maurice should be very careful when it comes to his words because he's an attorney. But like I said, some of this stuff is just reality, and if it can get people to watch, then that's exactly what it is. But you can look in Kimmy eyes. It's like Kimmy just have had enough with Maurice. Maurice to me, he come across as a little childish, and maybe he didn't give himself time enough to heal coming out of from one marriage into a relationship. And I don't know, but the jury is still out when it comes to them right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move on to Mel and her friends. I don't know if it was her friends or family where they all was at a restaurant. And I was gonna go ahead and play a little few clips, but I'm not gonna go ahead and do it, not on my live. Because I really, when it comes to this live right here, all of my lives, I don't even monetize it. It's uncut, it's raw, it's like it is. I don't even edit this, but I'm gonna try to see if I can go ahead and make a video because like I said, when I make my videos, I know how to make it come alive. Don't look at the ones that you see right now because I had over 500 videos, and trust me, I must have did something because it had a lot of people that I must have was opening up some can of worms or ripping up some sheets because trust me, I stepped on a lot of toes when it came to those videos. But now I know exactly what to do. But I don't know if Mel was I don't know if they were singing, but that's the way that it sound, "You going to jail, you going to jail." And if that's what they was doing, and I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know if that's what they were saying, maybe someone, probably did a voice over it and it made it sound like it is. But if it is, when you dig one ditch, you better make sure you dig another one because the ditch that you trying to dig for somebody else, you might fall in it as well. And one thing about me, I don't gloat over no one's demise. And the reason why I don't gloat over no one's demise, which I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it, and it's coming out of the book of Matthew 13, and I'm gonna read it out of the NIV Bible when it comes to the parables. When you gloat over someone else's demise, today it could be them, but tomorrow it can be you. And when it's you, you may not know how to handle it. So you have to be careful how you put your mouth, how you gloat over someone else's failures because God can have a change of mind. And the reason why I say God can have a change of mind because what you're doing is you taking it up on your own. And revenge is not yours. Revenge is the Lord's. And what you are doing is you are tying up God's hands where God may sit there and say, you just as worse as that other person. So it's gonna be like the blind lead the blind. Y'all both gonna end up in the ditch. And as you can see right here, all this stuff is playing out right in front of our face because their life is on public display. And maybe it's like that because it's a lesson learned from us because that's where our people act to what not to do. So you have to be careful how you put your mouth on someone. Because, like I said, when it comes to Martell is not the first person that cheated, and he's not going to be the last. Like I said, 99.9 men, they do cheat, okay? And if yours not cheating, boo boo, continue staying in that marriage long enough, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So just because you seen these people lives that's happening on, social media, maybe the most high God might allow it to happen like this. I see where it says a palm tree says perhaps it was temporarily excitement due to the years of abuse. And are you upset that he was busted? Please don't be that kind of a woman. Not at all, because like I said, I don't have a dog fight in this. This, like I said, we all been through it. My marriage, look, my marriage been through hell and back. If I tell you guys my testimony, I can relate to every last person that was on that show, from Mel to Maurice to Martell, all of them. I've been through it myself. So I'm not going to sit there and try to, you know, take sides because I don't have no sides when it comes to stuff like this. Because I do not know these people from a can of paint. All I can do is just like everybody else looking from the outside in. You aired out, you are free game. This right here is only one's opinion. And we all have one at the end of the day. So don't take it personally. What I'm saying, I'm just standing on my truth. I'm standing on just like everybody else, how they see it. If they see apples or whatever they see, that's their opinion. But I am only giving you my opinion. And my opinion is, like I said, this right here is like beating a dead horse. You cannot fight evil with evil. You cannot do this. And I had one person, let me go ahead and see if I can read some of the comments. Thank you, Palm Tree. She said, "All right, I understand." Like I said, guys, nothing is new under the sun. And this right here, I don't take it personally. I don't know these people. I never met them in my life. But all I can just tell you the way that the Most High God gives it to me. But let me go ahead and let me read this right here, this comment right here. And guys, again, welcome, welcome. Feel free, your opinion. We all have, we can agree to disagree. And it is what it is. Grown folks in here, we're not here to tear down each other. We're not taking this stuff personally, but we just talking because we all can take a piece out of all this stuff right here. So don't be afraid, to give your opinion. If you have questions or however you feel led, feel free, guys. Because like I said, it's time for our people to wake up. These people been rocking us to sleep with all this stuff, and if they can continue tearing down our people, they're gonna do it. Which I thought that it was going to be a little better, being that it's on a black network, black producers, is we can tell our own story, but like I said, it's all about almighty dollars. And we know how it is when it comes to stuff like this. But someone had wrote under the comment and said Martell blocking his own blessings deals. Remember in season 3, Martell left his out of state business meeting in Huntsville, who came from California. So Martell cut the meeting short to go video his divorced ex-wife Melody on a date. The people came from California. He stayed in his car, or he stated in his car, Chronicles last August 2022. He doesn't want the kids. Now, for them to say right there that Martell does not want his kids, come on, guys. You know good and well that is not right. That is not fair. And if that was true, do you really think that the judge would have went ahead and gave him custody as well when it comes to those kids, and even say, and Melanie already has said it, so we know it's true that the judge thought that Martell really had the best interest when it came to the kids. And Martell, not Martell, Melody has said it was because of she didn't turn in the phone number, but I don't think that it was just a phone number. Like I say, this is only my opinion. It had to been more to it, and he just want to know where Melody location, which is again against the law to harass your ex. That's why family court has custody apps and emails exchanges. Like I said, this right here, the court already have decided how they was going to handle this. So it does not make no sense for us to keep beating a dead horse, because they already done ruled the decision where Mel said she was going to go ahead and appeal because she don't feel, that pretty much she said, I guess the judge was being biased. I don't know, but that's a right to go ahead and appeal. But for us to sit there and say what we think, what coulda, shoulda, the court already had ruled. So if the court already had ruled, quite obvious, why are we keep sitting there picking it apart? Why we keep questioning it? Like I said, these people, they have private detectors, they have therapists, and people doing wellness check. These people, they write all this stuff down, and they give all that information to the judge, so the judge is very aware of what's going on. And like I said, one thing about children, when children are in a situation like this, they're not going to lie. I don't give a care what you have told those kids to tell people that's in higher authority to say when it's time for those. And I know, like I said, I cannot tell you something that I don't know. When it comes to those children, and those children, they're going to be truthful. They're going to tell the truth, and you don't know what those children had said behind closed doors, because we already know when Martell had put them out on social media, which that was wrong, because like I said, he should have never had put his children on social media. But like I said, when you're going into a custody battle like this, a bad, nasty divorce where everybody is in your business, then this right here is what you're going to get. But we remember when Martell had put the kids pretty much out there, when he asked, who feed you, who bath you. Martell said he used to bath the kids. He used to come home and feed the kids until he couldn't bath the kids no more. So where was Melody at that time? And the children was saying that their dad was reading to them, their dad was tucking them in bed. Martell was saying soon when the kids come in the house, he had them to put the clothes in the washer. So what that's trying to tell you, the kids wasn't coming home with fresh clothes. But like I said, guys, we cannot get upset because this is what they put out. This is what they put out. And even if they was coerced, you know, this is what they put out. So we only can go by of what they said. And quite obvious, if it was not true, I don't think that the judge would have went ahead and made the ruling that they did. So now you telling me that the judge was biased? Come on, guys, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm not going to assume what I think. because, like I said, I only know what these people put out. But when it comes to the court of law, I don't think that they wants to be biased. You think that this judge, just because she was a woman judge, that she was favoritism Martell because he was a male, he was a man? I don't think so. I think that she had enough discovery right there to make the decisions that she made. But like I said, at the end of the day, and I tell you guys all the time, the only ones that's going to get hurt, and that's the children. Because those children, they going to grow up one day and they going to see all this stuff, how it played out on TV. They gonna see all that. And it's gonna end up biting them in the butt. Because a lot of stuff that they put out, those children should have never been in the middle of this. And I'm so glad that the judge did make the decision that they did. Get the kids off of TV, because if you, according to what Martell is saying, and I'm going to say all this right here, entertainment purpose only. This right here is all alleged. So don't come out and tell me I'm giving false information. And that's why I want to go ahead and start doing videos, because when I do videos, I'm going to make sure that I have the clip. So if you want to argue that what Martell is putting out or what Melody is putting out, they are lying, then that's up to them. That's up to you guys. Long as you don't say that I'm putting up false information, because that's not fair on my part. I don't have nothing against none of these people. I'm watching this show just like you all. It's the only difference is that I'm watching it as for entertainment. And most of this stuff, what makes it so detestable is that it's not on the show, it's playing out on social media. And that's why I'm so glad when it comes to the Scott, at least they are trying to revamp the show to put this show back on track, because we know for 6 whole seasons, it was all about Mel and Martell drama. And if they had another season of Mel and Martell drama, yes, then they should just go ahead and add Ariane Curry, because it's all about Martell's infidelity. But like I said, and I told you guys all the time, it takes two to go ahead and tear down the house. You cannot tear down a house by yourself. So all I could do is give you my opinion, and that's all it is, my opinion. And another person had come in and said that this expo talking about Keisha's Nimla event, Black Business Expo, was an epic fail. Now she's saying it was an epic fail. Now all of the clips that we saw, they had a huge line that was lined up of people coming in, and at that event. So I don't know where it was an epic fail at, but like I say, it was Letitia, it was Scott's, but it is what it is. They say Letitia don't know what she is doing. Now, how you can tell someone that they do not know what they're doing? How can you tell someone that have an MBA, and like I said, trying to go after that degree is very hard. You have to be really smart to have a master's in business. And that's real talk. But they saying that Tisha don't know what she's doing. Now Tisha took something that Martell and Melanie, they all came together and built this business. When Martell sold it to Letitia, Letitia said that the business was in a red. She made it $1 billion, not a billion, $1 million. Well, speaking, we gonna put it out in the atmosphere, because if it's black business, we wants to see black business prosper. So if it's a billion, I spoke it $1 billion. So reach out and grab it, Letitia. Reach out and grab it, because if it's gonna be $1 billion, you heard it from the prophet right here, the prophetess. But Letitia had made it out of $1 million business. And the thing about it is that Scopes is not just in Huntsville. They have 3 different locations in 3 different states that they have that business that's called Scopes. They have many streams of businesses, not just in what they are doing. They have their restaurant. They even opening up other different streams of income. So they have streams of income that's coming into that household. So how the heck that you going to say that Letitia don't know how to conduct business? Guys, come on, wake up. Like I say, when it comes to jealousy, jealousy is crueler than the grave. Jealousy is just a green eye monster that will keep their eyes on people's stuff and taking their eyes and putting it on the most high God who gave it to them. Like I say, you cannot fight evil with evil because what goes around, it comes around. And when it comes back at you, like I said, you might not know how to go ahead and handle it. But also, she said she should have known how many vendors before getting the space. Now they charging $100 when they originally said free, not professional. So I guess she's worried about that. Whether she want to charge or not, then that's something on them. Okay, like I said, it is what it is. But let me go ahead. And then they had said something about I was going back and forth with someone where they had said something about Mel. She's grabbing them bags and Martell. Let me see if I can find that one right there. Guys, I mean, our people so much. Our people just do the most. Like I said, all they have to do is put a little entertainment in our way and we just gonna lose our mind. While these people is out here working overtime on us. That's sad. But this is where our people at, guys. This is like where our people at. Let me see where that's at. If I can't find it, I just continue going on. But it was something to the fact to that right there. So guys, again, guys, like I said, this right here, this is one's opinion, my opinion. At the end of the day, we all have one. I do not take this stuff personally because to be honest with you, I don't know these people from a can of paint. And whatever they put out there, all we can do is just go ahead and pick it apart. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're picking it apart. And sometimes some of this stuff is false evidence appear to be real. Okay. Yeah, this is what this person said right here. Yes, I do. I must have had skipped something. But it says, yes, I do. And Melanie Cherie was the bag, and everyone was on her back. Martell Holt and his bird have some awful things. Martell messed up big time. And this is what I say. Tell me who helped Melody get through those doors. Hold on, guys. Yeah, this is what I said. Tell me who helped Melody get through those doors. Was it on her own merits, or was it because of her husband who went out and opened doors so that Melody can walk in? If you want to go deeper, who left teaching and start his own business? Because Martell has started his own lawnmower business. Him and his brothers, and Mel, she was still teaching, but once Martell had built that business up, he made Melody, as he said, the face of that company, where she was the CEO, and he got her out of the school system. And that's how they was able to build their little empire. And like I said, that's what marriage do. That's what you call power couples, iron sharpen iron. That's your better half. So I went on ahead and said, rule number one, never forget where you came from and who had helped you get there, and give honor where honor is due, because God is watching. And she said, I'll get just some childish people. The only door Martell, I guess, Motel 6. But let me go ahead and read this scripture right here, guys. I want to go ahead and share it because, like I had said on several of my videos, let me see if I can read this part to you right quick. But I said on several of my videos, that you can't build a house on material possession. It's like building a house on sinking sand. And if we base everything off of money, then trust me, you'll never be happy. You'll be up all night chasing those bags. So, like I said, I look at this totally different from everybody else. But I also had wrote, but those who want to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruins and destruction. So you cannot run after riches, guys. Trust me. That's just like going to a dead end. Sooner or later, that stuff gonna backfire on you. But excuse me. Let me go ahead and read this scripture to you right here. This is coming from Matthew 13, and I'm reading out of the NIV Bible. You can read out of whatever Bible that you want. But when it says the parable of the sower, a parable is just a story. So this right here is that Jesus was giving in the book of Matthew 13 to his disciples when he was teaching them, he was giving them parables. Because sometimes, we have to break it down where even a little child can understand in order for that child can be able to grasp of what they are saying. If not, just like with this show, it'll go dead over your head. So what I'm saying right here is that just because a person look blessed and maybe you might say, oh, they living in the house and they living, they behind a picket fence and driving the best cars, they are blessed. No, the devil can bless you as well. And it's not, just because you see the person look like they blessed is to keep it, okay? So they can leave those legacies down to their children's children. So let me go ahead and get into this chapter right here, the parable and the sower. It says in 13, 1 says, that same day Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowd gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat in it while all the people stood on the shore. So he had a lot of people that came out to hear the message. And that's really unusual because sometimes, when you start speaking truth, well, they got a lot of people, they'll come in and they want their ears tickled. So 3 says, then he told them many things in parables, which I told you parables is like a story, saying, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. So, right there is talking about a farmer, which he's talking about the sword, and he's using a parable how you can have as much money, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's just going to fall out of your hands. And those birds, so I guess this person that comment, she was right about birds. They gonna come and they gonna eat it up if it's not planted on good ground. It's not going to last. And 5 says, some fell on rocky places. You going out there in the world, sitting there spinning and splurging. That's what it means. We bringing it home, okay? Where it did not have much salt. So you knew that when you was building all this wealth, you really didn't have a solid foundation. Because if you had a solid foundation, you would have covered those seeds. And it sprung up quickly because the soil was shallow. So that means that that person got rich so fast. You ever heard that? You know how a person, I call it microwave blessings. You know how they come up so fast and that new money. Some people, when they get that new money, they don't even know what to do with it. They lose their mind because they're not appreciating it because it came so fast. That's why we got all these entertainers can have bags of money, whatever they want to call it. I don't know what they call it, whatever, and just flex with all that money, chains all around their neck, gold teeth, and look a hot mess. because their entire investment is on their back. So that's what it means right there when it says some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprung up quickly because the soil was shadowed. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and they withered because they had no roots. So that money did not last because soon in a minute, trouble came or whatever came, those bill collectors came. That was it. The well ran dry. The well ran dry. So, like I say, just because a person look blessed, that does not mean they're blessed. You don't know what they got to do, how they robbing Peter to pay Paul. Some of them stay up all night trying to figure out how they gonna grab the next bag. Some people out there selling their soul behind it, as you can see, as you can see. But verse 7 says, other seeds fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Did you hear what I said? Other seeds fell among stones of thorns. Let me read it again. Other seeds fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plant. So when you have money, people attached to it like bees on honey. So that's those thorns that's going to come in and they going to try to suck you dry. Because like I said, everybody is looking at your glory, looking at your blessings, don't know the story, how you got there. And by you keeping your eyes on material things, then it got people coming in, sitting there trying to suck it out of you, choking the life out of you. This is a good story, guys. Learn from it. This is a good parable. So just because you see that that person out there grabbing all these bags, you're going to know if it's from God because the fruit that they bear. If it's come from God, just like I can use Letitia. I truly believe that Letitia, yeah, you might get mad, but ain't nobody mad but the devil. I believe that Letitia's blessings comes from God. And the reason why I say that Letitia blessings is coming from God is because it's falling on her lap. Like I said, just because that person sitting there building a house, furnishing in a house, that does not mean that that's your house. Somebody else can come along and move right into your house. And that's exactly how I see it. That's how the Most High God is revealing to me. That's why I put revelation. I can take these foolish things to conform the wise. And how I'm looking at it is that every time when you building something up, somebody else is taking it away from you. And nobody can get mad but the devil. Because you cannot go out there thinking that you're going to put your mouth on people and digging ditches for people, and that's not going to be any consequences and repercussions. You're going to pay. There's life and death that's in the power of the tongue. And it's tight, but it's right. All you say is ouch. Because look at it. If you really want to look at it, and it's not that I'm being mean. I only can go by of what these people are putting out. Martell said that he was the one that helped open the door for Melody to stop being a teacher and get into her own business. Martell said that when Melanie, she wanted to be in the entertainment industry, she wanted to be a singer or actress or whatever, he went and he made it happen for her. He went and talked to his connections and opening up the door. And we already had seen some pictures where Melanie had took some pictures with Sheree Whitfield. To me, she had to be a fan, but she said, they all was there. It doesn't matter. You still took a picture, and that picture is out there today. Like I said, whatever you put out in the atmosphere is going to come back at you. And so one can say, even Carlos King had said that he always thought that the hoax was going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, who owned the Real Housewives of Atlanta? The same one that you trying to put your foot on his neck. He's the one on a very major platform, not one platform, but two. He's on Bravo and he's on network. So you got to be careful, guys, how you put your mouth on people. You got to be really careful because what goes around, it comes around. And Ace says, still other seeds fell on good soil where it produced a crop. So let's go ahead and put it in time. We can go ahead and put it with Letitia. Everything that Letitia is putting her hands to, the scopes, turn it into $1 million business, opening up streams of income, plenty of rivers is falling in their lap off of people that try to sit there and sabotage your business, sabotage your marriage, even bringing in your family to help tear you down. But the more dirt that they was throwing on Letitia is God was building her up. And the only one that can mess it up is the ones that's in their household. Their household. Because we know that Tisha, she ain't going nowhere in her relationship, in her marriage. So the only one that can mess it up is Marcel if he go out there and do some stupid stuff. He could mess it up. But thank God that God allowed Tisha to have so much to have sense where 80% or 90% of that business is in her name. So the money that she's getting that's coming in her bank account, she can go and buy Marcel out, which I pray that these two can work it out. I pray that Marcel does not allow these cankerworms, those palmer worms, and those locusts to come and suck the life out of him because that's how the devil works. I told you guys many times. The devil gonna watch you. He's gonna wait until you sit there and you get to your full potential. And sooner or later, he's gonna put somebody in your life to sit there and try to take you off of your throne because that's what they do. That's the trick that he does. It's called temptation. He'll put the finest, some that he know is your weakness. Anything that he knows that's your weakness, the devil is going to use it against you. So if women are Marcel's weakness, that's who the devil is going to sit there and use. So I pray that he does not fall for the okie dokie because they don't want you. It's just that they are on the assignment. They are on assignment to get you off track. But I'm so glad y'all can call Letitia stupid. Y'all can call Letitia whatever you want to call her. But she's building legacies, not just for herself, but she's building it for her children's children. You can't tell me that the devil was not upset when Marcel and Tisha had the business hat on their children's head because letting them know that this right here, what I'm doing, this is for you and your generation. So, like I said, nobody can get mad but the devil. But in here, it's real talk. I can't sit there and I can't sugarcoat it, guys. You guys may not like it, but I can't sugarcoat it. Sugarcoat it. But Ace says still other seeds fell on good soil. So it doesn't matter what you have done, because we all fall. The Bible says that the righteous man falls 7 times, but what he does, he gets back up. He does not stay there. He cleans himself up and he continue running. Yes, he may fall again because the Bible says that he falls several times. But he keep getting up. It's just like a baby. Are you putting your child the first time learning how to ride a bike? You put training wheels. Take the training wheels off, the child start falling, but sooner or later he keep trying and trying. He gonna be perfective. He gonna ride that bike, and he's not gonna need no training wheels. He's not gonna need no help. But that's part of life. So you cannot say that you're trying to dig a ditch because you might fall in it as well. What Nene Leakes has said, and I don't know if that's her own quote, but what she said, her favorite quote was, "When you dig one ditch, no, you never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty. And also, when you dig one ditch, you better make sure you dig another one for yourself." But right here, it says, "Still other seeds fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown." So when you do good and mind your own business, then you're going to be able to reap the harvest. And the reason why it's being choked, the reason why it's falling on stony grounds, the reason why the birds is eating it up, because you in everybody else's business instead of worrying about what's in your life, taking care of your home, sweeping behind your own back door. And you wondering why it's no growth. You wondering why you robbing Peter to pay Paul. You wondering why nothing is coming your way, nothing good. Soon in a minute you get money. It's falling out of your hands because you reap what you sow. And that's what that scripture means. You reap what you sow. So if you want good seeds, then you're going to have to plant good seeds. You're going to have to water those seeds with love, kindness, joy, meekness. You can't say that I'm going to sit there and I'm going to grow seeds. I'm going to plant seeds on shaky, foul grounds. And like I said, guys, I don't know these people from a can of paint. This is my ministry. I would tell it to anybody. You can't go out there and thinking that you can put your mouth on people. Don't you know that little tongue that's in your mouth can set an entire forest on fire? I know some of you guys heard that before. That little small mouth can set an entire forest on fire. It can sink a ship because there's life and death that's in the power of the tongue. Your words are like seeds. Your words are like seeds. So when you plant in good ground, you're going to expect a harvest. But when you start planting on all that negativity, if it doesn't die out, other people are going to enjoy it. And I know you guys see it. You can't tell me you don't see this. Every time you building up, somebody else coming and just taking it away from you. You coming on there and you fighting fire with fire, laughing, gloating, trying to see somebody else downfall. But that's not how God works. God does not work like that because God does not bless mess. God is not the altar of confusion, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. That's not how God works. Because what you're doing is you are tying up his hands and you are holding up your blessings. Guys, I know how it works. I know how it works. I've been through the fire. But until I decide to let go and let God, then God started opening up many doors where no man could close. He started opening doors. And that's the way that he does. But you got to stop putting your mouth on people because when you putting your mouth on people, it's not for them. The blessings is for you. So all you doing is hindering your blessings and hindering everybody that's connected to you. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Because like I said, while you sitting there holding all that animosity grudgingly, Those people getting on with their life. And you miserable, depressed, you go out and you see them happy, laughing, and you wonder why they happy and laughing because you took it on your hands and you tied up God's hands. When God is telling you right now, get from in front of the steering wheel and let him drive. And that's what he wants to do right now. He wants to take full control. Full control. Because like I said, you cannot build a house off of material possession. It's like building a house on sinking sand. The devil can bless you too. Didn't he told that to Jesus? He took Jesus on the highest pinnacle and he said, you can have it all. Well, what Jesus told him, you cannot live on bread alone, but every word, because your word is power. Your word is life. And even if we tear down, God had put Tasha K in my spirit. And you know, I don't like to talk about other YouTubers. But like I said, I stay in my lane. I do what I have to do. I give whatever God want me to give. And I go about my business because I ain't got time to stir up no mess. I ain't got time to be a busybody. Because this right here, this is kingdom building. And when you come on here, guys, when you come on here, you coming on here, you're not coming to get your ears tickled. We coming in because we sick and tired of being sick and tired. We ready to see the fruit of our labor. When God said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, we ready to see God's favor upon us where he would open up the heavens and throw us out a blessing, pour out a blessing where we won't have enough room to receive. We ready for to see our children's prosper. We ready to see these generational curses broken. And guys, I am a witness. I cannot tell you nothing that I never been through. My life been through hell. I was sitting on the outskirts of hell. But until I decide to say, God, not my will, but let thy will be done, I am debt free. I owe nobody but to love them. And God can make you debt free right now. But you cannot go around trying to tear up someone that did you wrong because that's not your job. Those people are assigned to your life to make your life a living hell. I'm going on my brother channel in a few more minutes. And like I said, they even came for his channel, came to him, had him out the box. But like I said, the assignment is not for them. The assignment is for you. How you going to react when those kinker worms and those palmer worms and those locusts come in your life? Are you going to allow these people to come and take your joy? Guys, you got to be careful. So it's not about you. Only what you do for God. Let go and let God. And that's all I have to say. So thank you guys for coming in. If you got any questions, feel free. Feel free to write them down. Because this is my ministry, guys. I've been through the fire. I have a testimony. I've been through what Mel went through. My husband had a child too. But I'm not trauma behind it. I did it. We all messed up. I did some. If I really tell you my testimony, and when all that stuff came on my business, when I went through all the hell with my business, some of the stuff I had reaped. But I thank God that my soul was anchored in the Lord because of when they came into my business and tore my business from the inside out. I'm going to court. after court for 7 whole years, if my soul was not anchored in the Lord, I would have lost my mind. But I know I couldn't steal from myself. And when all the stuff started unraveling, the truth came out. I could have went around every last person that tried to sabotage my business, and I could have took it matters on my own hands. But I have a praying mama. I am a praying prayer warrior. Every last person that did something to me, trust me, some of them right now didn't e is not even here today because God took them out. Some of them working right now picking up trash. When they was in my business, couldn't even pick up trash. All they wanted to do is stay inside. I couldn't do it, get them to do nothing. So, like I said, guys, nothing new under the sun. We all been through this. This is called life. It's how you handle it. Who said that this road was going to be easy? But it's the ones that's going to endure all the way to the end. And on that note, guys, you be blessed. And I pray right now that I don't give a care if it's your worst enemy, even ones that you think that did you wrong. Don't fight that battle. Don't put your mouth on them. Let go and let God and watch He work it out. And I promise you. So, guys, you be blessed. And thank you, Starbucks, for coming on and always helping me, holding me down. Palm Tree 713. Like I said, this is not our fight. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, but a principality, rulers, wickedness in high places. This is not about us. This is a fixed fight, guys. The battle is already won.